Hello everybody and welcome to Nocentius Plays Europa Universalis 4 with the Mandate of Heaven expansion. The new expansion is about to launch and Paradox was kind enough to grant me access to it with a preview copy. And boy am I excited about this expansion. A lot of things are changed already and as probably the name of the expansion already says, it's also a lot here in Asia, especially with the Mandate of Heaven, Ming itself, but also in the rest of Asia. And what we're going to focus on today is Japan. Japan also changed quite a bit. For example, there are more provinces right there right now. But we're going to drop in Japan and see if we can unite the Japanese islands under one ruler, us, and see how far we can get with that. So Japan is like one country divided into smaller states, even more than the Holy Roman Empire is, for example. You have Ashikaga, who is the shogun. They are a shogunate, and all these other tiny provinces are part of them. They are all vassals of Ashikaga, and they are daimyos. For example, Hosokawa. And they have a couple of special interactions, but beyond that they are just normal vassals who don't take up a diplomatic relationship slot. And the daimyos can't do like a foreign policy, for example with Korea. Only the shogun can do that himself. But I was thinking maybe we should play as the shogun, but then I saw Quill18 already played as the shogun itself. So if you want to watch playing the shogun, go watch him. He's a great YouTuber and he streamed it a bunch load earlier. So I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna play as one of the daimyos and see if we can become the shogun and then unite the country. And there are a couple of interesting kind of daimyos historically who I could want to play. One of them is Uesugi, and it's because they have Musashi, which will later on become Tokyo. Another one is Hosokawa, because they have Osaka, and I lived in Osaka, so I kind of like that. Yeah, you could go for something like Imagawa, because that's where... what was his name again? The famous shogun who united Japan. I can't believe I'm blanking on that name. Anywho, I think I'm gonna go for Hosokawa because I lived in Japan and I lived here in Osaka, so I kinda like that. So let's play. Gonna put everything that allows achievement, so we're in the correct Iron Man difficulty without having Iron Man on itself, because if crashes happen, I mean it's still pre-launch, right? Crashes can definitely happen. And let's get going in here. Tokugawa, that was his name. Dang it took me way too long before I realized that. Alright, so this is the situation, and yeah, there is a new button over here as well, and it's about the Empire of China, because we are in the close enough to Ming that we are dealing with that. And as you can see, it kind of became like the Holy Roman Empire, kind of. So the Empire of China has a mandate, and the mandate is a value here represented that the authority that they have. It goes up if they have a lot of tributaries, it goes down if they lack tributaries. Being up means they get bonuses, being down they get penalties. Also by positive stability and forcing each state enjoying prosperity. For each state enjoying prosperity. So once it is high enough, they can do some reforms. And these reforms will give them the emperor, which doesn't always have to be China, but they give them some kind of bonuses. It's smaller than what the HRE would get, but there are some. And beyond that, they also have like metrocracy slider or number, and they can employ some of these mandate degrees, as they are called here, which give them some other bonuses as well. And beyond that, they have tributaries. They can force their neighbors to become their tributary, which literally means giving away administrative, political, diplomatic or military power points to them every year, or some cash, and they determine which one it's gonna be. I need to sneeze. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's one of the changes. Now, we are of course a daimyo, and our overlord has no active subject interaction with us, but we can also see that our liberatory desire is quite high. And he can do a couple of things about it, but we'll probably become the daimyo sooner rather than later, so eventually we'll see that. So if we are the shogun, if we want to become the shogun though, can't show it now, everybody who isn't an ally of us will come to defend him, but everybody who is an ally of us will go and attack him. So we have to face every daimyo in Japan except those who are allied with us. Well, a good way to get around that is conquer the rest of them, right? If you conquer all the daimyos in Japan, there are no daimyos in Japan. So that's probably what we're going to do. So we're going to start with just pushing out 2 extra longbowmen, because we could use some extra power there. See what our mission is. Cherry Blossom, we need a high prestige. Gain a lot of prestige from that, but well, actually, if we're gonna conquer a lot, that might be a thing. Army Tradition. And administrative power for heavy fear. Oh, okay, we're gonna go with this. These are okay-ish, but if we can actually succeed in this, this is actually a good boon for us. So let's go for that. So our government is daimyo. We get morale of armies and infantry combat ability, which is awesome, but everybody else gets that as well, so kind of get wasted to us. So now we want to make some allies, and I think in the beginning we want strong allies, so we can gobble up the smaller ones, and after that we just declare war on the shogunate, become the shogun, and Diplo annex the bigger ones. I think that's gonna be my plan for doing this. So first, let's see who has rivaled us. There are quite some. And for most of us, including me, most of these names mean absolutely zero. As in, I have no idea who they are. Well, okay, I know a little bit. We have Amako, which is here. We have Hatakayama, which is here. We have Uichi, which is here. And we have Tsutsui, which I don't know where he is. I think here? Otomo, Shoni. See, this one, I don't know. Hey, I was already happy that I knew the ones that I did know. We do have a claim here already. I'm just looking who I want to declare as our rivals. Well, I think Hatakayama, you're going to be one of our rivals. And Amago as well. And since Uichi is already a rival of ours, we might declare them, but maybe Yamana as well, because we can't do a alliance with them because they hate us. So we might as well be at war with them, since we can claim one of their provinces. So I'm gonna make them a rival as well. Alright. Then we can have 4 alliances. So let's see if we can make an alliance with Uesugi. Because they're large. And like I said, larger ones are going to be our allies. I mean, you would actually qualify it. But how about Shiba? Alright, we have to wait a little bit before we can declare another alliance. So let's. And since our income is relatively low, I'm not gonna put any advisors in for now. Unless we have a really good one here. Yeah, we do. I would like some discipline. Sure, let's get a discipline guy. It's not good for our economy, but let's get one. Alright, so we have 2 allies over here. Who else are we going to ally? Kono could technically be an ally. It's a small state though, but are there any larger ones? Takayama's our rival. It's too far away from me. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with Kono. I mean, in the beginning we won't have any advantage on these guys, but later on we might. Shimazu. Where is Shimazu? Oh, it's all the way over here in Satsuma. Nah, I think I'm gonna go with Toki in Mino. And that should fill up all our alliances. Right? No. Are we only... No, the Tokyo one is not in there yet. Alright, so we are full up on alliances now. Who did you ally with? Kono and Shoni. Yeah, at least one of them is our ally as well. We have to wait for at least a little bit. Alright, now Ito, Kono, Shoni, and Tatsui. So let's take a look. This one, and these two. I mean, those are absolutely things we can take. How about Hatakeyama? Ito and Date. So, because the thing is, and I can show you that right now, is, for example, somebody we had 0 interaction with, we can still declare war on, Date. And, oh, we can't. Hang on a bit. Ah, yeah, for only people next to us, that is. Right. Sengoku. And that is literally a war goal to take the capital province of Tatsui. We should expand our influence in the shogunate by seizing lands from a neighboring clan. So we don't really need to fabricate on our enemies either. We can just, if they're neighboring us, we can attack them. So Tatsui is only allied with Yamana. Which is Yamana? Let me see. Not me. I want Tatsui. Come on. Oh, we are looking at Tatsui. Now we are. Which is the one we want to declare war on. Right? I don't really care that much about people not liking us. Because we're all in this together, right? We don't have external influence, so I don't think a coalition is gonna form. So what I'm probably gonna do is declare war on this guy and just take all his provinces while we're at it. Seems like a good idea to me. The only thing is I'm gonna wait a little bit and he might pick up another alliance. So the question becomes... Oh, I'm gonna show you another cool thing in this patch. Let's go to military, armies. Now I wanna know how large the armies are of Yamana. Well, let's click on rifles and there it is. They have 4,000 men. Beautiful, isn't it? 4,000 men. We can stack wipe this. Let's make a ruler, or let's make a general here. Good siege. I like that. It's gonna be useful. Let's become Royal Mage with Kono, since we're gonna sneak our way around in declaring war on him. And let's declare war on Yamana already. Or through a loophole, more or less. Go here and see if we can stack wipe him. And there it is, a stack wipe. Did Yamana jump in? They did, so Instead of sieging this down, I want to kill their army. Nobility during this period still recall the days when the king was just the first among many nobles. Nobility want to return to those days. We don't have a king, we have an emperor, but sure, it works. So we have estates here as well, the bushi, the clergy, and the merchant guilds. We can give up some monthly autonomy change for some loyalty for the bushi, and I like that. I want them to be more loyal. Alright, let's go after these guys. The dispute between other daimyos and ourselves has spiraled out of control, and we have been left with no alternative but to go to war to settle it. The ramifications of this are felt through the Japanese Isles. As our fellow daimyos begin to take sides and alliances are brought into play. Whoever may win this current civil war, however, is clear that the current shogunate was too weak to prevent it, and we are not the only ones who have noticed this. And it is quite likely that this great war of the Onin period will result in a prolonged period of strife and warfare between different Japanese states. The Sengoku Jidai will see us victorious. A country can take over the shogunate and become the overlord of all daimyo subjects by taking the province Kyoto. So there's no real decision or something like that. You just need to... the one who owns Kyoto owns a shogunate. And we get less army tradition decay, which is nice. Well, we go hunt for these guys. They settle there, that's great. Let's see, they're probably fleeing towards their capital, I assume. Let's get royal marriages with our allies. And we're losing a bit of money, but that's gonna be no problem because we're gonna kill him and take all his money. And then kill him and take all his money. Or probably the other way around, but we're gonna kill them and take all their money. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be glorious. And with our siege leader, sieging all these capital forts is gonna be a lot easier. And there is another new thing that I kinda wanna put some attention towards, and that is the ages system. We are now in the Age of Discovery. There are 4 ages: the Age of Reformation, Age of Absolutism, and Age of Revolution. And we switch to the different age by different triggers. For example, Protestantism must be founded, and then 10 years later we go to Age of Reformation. 10 years later, after global trade has been founded, and 10 years after Enlightenment has been founded. Quite simple. But every age has its kind of objectives. And by reaching these objectives, you gain more splendor per month. We gain 1 now, but for every objective we have reached, we gain another 2. It's gonna be really good. And splendor allows you to buy one of these abilities. And they cost 800 splendor, and they give some kind of extra power. We'll get more to that once we gain enough splendor and go over them all. But one of the things that we might be able to do is humiliate a rival. Could be really, really interesting. Because by humiliating a rival, we will complete that goal. And, well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. The rules are breached in Tsutsui. And that is pretty much one of the biggest annoyances that I have with Japan, playing in Japan. It's like, I don't know where everything is. We need everybody. We need everybody here. Nah, not anymore. We can skip one of you guys out there. In here. I mean, soon this will all be done, but at least we'll be starting the siege already. What we should do is probably put our ships there as well. Just put all our ships there to help out. This is not a port one, so we don't have to. And my biggest hope is that we can unite the country before colonialism starts, and I kind of want to try and see if we can get colonialism to spawn in Japan. People claim stuff from us, that's fine. Claim away. But that's more of a side goal. Uniting Japan is our primary objective right now. And since we are currently in here, we're also looting the country, which brings up devastation. And devastation is a modifier that goes down quite slowly. Ooh, we gain 1 stability. I kind of want to push ourselves towards 1 stability. Although citizens are encouraged to show trust and good faith in their exchanges, the reality in many nations is that it's a risk people cannot afford to take. This, however, is not the case in Hosokawa. We have successfully stamped out corruption on so many levels in society. People not only trust officials to do their job without the extra help of a bribe, they also trust each other more in general exchanges. This general belief in the honesty of others is the very thread from which fabric of society is woven, and our country is the shining example of it, as stipulated in Shinto teachings. Which brings me to another, well, we're showing off devastation first, and it goes down quite slowly. You can see this province has been devastated, it's still being devastated because it's being occupied. But can we see how much it... Yeah, it goes down by 0.5 every month. Because there's a fort. It goes down by... oh, is it per fort in total? No, this is just in control. So 0.8 because it's in control. That's gonna be really slow. So this province has now raked up about 7% already. There's not gonna be a fort in control in there. So that's gonna go really slowly down. Which is sad, but it's a thing. Alright, I wanted to show you Shintoism, the state religion of Japan, which gives us more morale of armies, but less local missionary strength, which is fine in my opinion. But it also adds this, the isolationism mechanism. You have a current level of isolationism, which is currently adaptive, level 1. But there are incidents that can happen, there are some triggers for it, and in those incidents you have the option to go more open or more closed in your society, and there are effects to it as well. And it's a really interesting mechanism that we will definitely see more of soon. First we need to finish this siege. I don't really want to fight his ships again. So once the siege is over, I kind of want to pause and deal with a peace. Can we annex you completely? We can't. That's annoying. Okay, we want to take probably this. Well, we can't humiliate him then. So if we do this, we can humiliate him. Unlock that one thing in the Age of Discovery. I mean, if it's 1 or 2 provinces, I don't really care that much about him. Aggressive expansion, I mean, we get some, but it's not that much. Let's see if we can take all this gold. No. It's not that much. Do we rather want war reparations then? Probably. Alright. Send demands. That's one. We can of course core this one because this was already a core of ours. We need more. The Bushi wants more estate. Let's give you Aki. And I want to piece you out as well and give me all your money. I mean, we can't do anything else yet, so that's gonna be good. Ta-da! And our empire has grown with 3 provinces already. And let's see, you have 0 allies. Well, you're just asking to be conquered, aren't you? I mean, our ships are already in the correct place, might as well, right? But that's gonna be it for this episode. Next episode we're gonna conquer this. And hopefully conquer a little bit more of Japan everywhere. I mean, you have only 1 ally. And it is also our rival. Maybe something will happen there? I don't know. We'll see. Until then, thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.